to Homestead Corner. I'm Ginny, and today I have got my top 10 first aid supplies from Dollar Tree. We should all have a good selection of first aid supplies for our preps in case of any emergencies or anything like that. Especially long term, we should have a decent supply so it can help get us through these long-term emergencies. Accidents happen all the time in everyday regular life. And if the grid was down for an extended period of time and we were having to do a lot more work, we probably will have more accidents. So I think it's important to really make sure your first aid supplies are super, super full. And today I thought I would share 10 of my favorite things that for first aid that I buy from the Dollar Tree, because they have a really good first aid selection usually. So the first thing is like wound kits. You can get gauze, the tapes, all that. I found this wound kit there that has gauze and tape in it, which is wonderful, and bandages. So covering up wounds, having that. If you look, I have found these flexible bandages right there at Dollar Tree. Sometimes they only have the plastic, but if you look and keep watching, they do get the fabric ones in sometimes, and we really like those. Those seem to stick the best. So bandages, wound coverings, we love to get them at Dollar Tree. Only $1.25, and all the other stores are going up so fast that, you know, $1.25 is starting to be the new good deal. Absolutely. And the next thing is supports. They have ankle supports, knee supports, wrist supports. These are great in case you get injured. It's good to have them. Or if you have a weak elbow or knee, they're nice sometimes to just, when you know you're going to put extra stress on it, you can put these supports on and help just get through that. So supports are another one. For only $1.25, I think these are a steal. They are a lot more at most other stores. The next thing are these cold and hot patches. These are excellent when you pull muscle and your back, anything like that. These are the extra large. I have seen them all the way down to like a box of 20 small ones. So if you have like on the side of your knee, if you're having pain or anything like that, these work really well, and we love to have these on hand. Pulled muscles happen a lot. So this is an excellent one to have in your preps. The next thing is the compression bandages. These are great if you have got to wrap anything up. And I also recently found the self-adhering wrap, which I really love this. I used to always buy vet wrap for the animals, and we could use it ourselves for us, but this is really an inexpensive way to go. Vet wrap isn't all that cheap at the Tractor Supply, so this is great. I found this at Dollar Tree. It's just a Curad self-adhesive wrap, one of the sticky ones that sticks to itself when you wrap it, so you don't need the little metal things like you have on the compression bandages. So that is a good thing. And the next one is stomach medication. Laxative, it's like Pepto, it's stomach relief, it's like the Pepto-Bismol, and anti-diarrheal. In emergency situations, if you've got diarrhea, you want to stop that. You can get dehydrated really bad. If you can't go, that can be another problem. Upset stomach, that can be another problem. Having these things on hand are definitely super important. Not always things that we think about, but stuff happens. And in a long-term situation, if you were only, especially with the prices, more people are eating more from their pantries. And when we go from eating a wide variety of foods to eating stuff that we're not used to eating all the time, it can cause a lot of tummy troubles. So these are a must, I think, to have on hand, especially if you don't normally grind your own wheat and all of a sudden you find yourself grinding wheat and eating a lot of it. You're going to find that you could definitely have some tummy troubles from that. So having that stuff, really important. The next thing is triple antibacterial cream. These are wonderful. Everyone should have this in their stockpile, and it's only $1.25. It's probably the cheapest place I have seen it. If you look around for different antibacterial creams, super important to have. You want to make sure you don't get an infection. The next one is peroxide alcohol. I found these prep wipes there, and I love the spray peroxide bottles. I buy the big bottles of peroxide and we refill these small bottles, but this is great because it's got a pump on the top and you can spray it directly on where you want it, and you're not wasting it, pouring it all over the place or into a towel or whatever. These are awesome. I love the spray bottles. Definitely a must. I think those are awesome in your first aid supplies. The next thing is cold and flu medicine. They have a whole bunch of stuff for colds, nasal relief, mucus relief, cough drops. They have all kinds of stuff, definitely for colds and flus, and I think those are important to have on hand. Sometimes I don't like to buy the name brand ones because if it's just getting stored in the cabinet and we might not use it before it goes bad, I like to have some of this more inexpensive stuff. And it's also great to barter with if you needed to, having the more inexpensive things on the shelf. So that's always a good one. And let's see, the next one is Epsom Salt. Epsom Salt is excellent for sore muscles, sprains, things like that, soaking in the tub, soaking your feet. You can use it for a laxative. You can use it in your garden. There's tons of uses for Epsom Salt. Definitely a must-have. I wouldn't get the scented ones if you plan on putting it in your garden, but just the plain old Epsom Salt will work in the garden, and it works awesome. And last but not least is the over-the-counter pain medications. They have all kinds of stuff, Advil, Tylenol, Advil PM. I have seen all sorts of stuff. They have their own brand at the Dollar Tree also, and those work pretty good as well. And also aspirin. They have all of that stuff in there, which is great, and a nice variety. So you can really stock up what works for you. And I think that is super important. In these times, we want to be ready. We don't know what's going to happen, and we just want to be prepared and make sure our families are okay. So having a good supply of first aid items, I think, is super duper important. And if you have any favorite first aid items that you get from Dollar Tree that I didn't show here today, please put them in the comments down below. It really helps other people and gives them ideas of things that they might want to add to their supplies. And that is really helpful for them. And we have such a wonderful community here, and I just love how everybody shares. So please put them in the comments. Let's help each other and make sure we're all getting the things that we need and not forgetting anything, hopefully. We all forget something, but hopefully we can get most of it. And that's it for today. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.